YouTubers and groovers, and welcome to this episode of Take the Fear Out of the Gear with him, Mr. Chumley Warner.
And him, Mr. Jason Bangers.
Just want to bring up a few points because we want to be sure. Reading the news today, it says people are flouting, and it actually says the rules, by going out in their droves. Thousands of them going to the beaches because, let's face it, it's nice. The sun's shining. I personally suffer severely without sun, and I get depressed to the point where I want to kill myself. I have to go out in the sun, and there's many people like me that are the same. I've been waiting a long time for this weather to come here, and it's happened just like overnight. Today my whole street was doing street bingo. Everybody was out, all apart from each other. However, when the prizes were won, they were handing them to each other. So quite what that does, Simon, I don't know.
2 metres.
2 metres. But
Yes.
to go back to my point, it actually said on the news, and I quote, people are flouting the rules. Now, they've told us, advised us to stay at home. They've told us to stay at home, and it's advice. It isn't a rule yet. Now, why isn't it a rule? Because we haven't got, what's the word I keep forgetting? Sorry.
Curfew.
We haven't got a curfew in place. Once there's a curfew in place and it becomes legal, then we are breaking the rules. At the moment, it's advice. Okay, so let's just get that out there for a start. Now, if all of you do start going out, and if you go out in your thousands, there's not a lot they can do with that amount of people. But what that will do is give them the power to bring in a curfew. So just watch out, because there's going to be a curfew. Chumley the Stat Man.
Yes. Talking about the coronavirus and definitions, etc. But this is from another government website. This is called the Office for National Statistics. I think it's ons.gov.uk.
And the latest statistics are...
How many people die each week?
Die each week as in what, with coronavirus or just in general?
Well, we're going to give you both.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, here we go. This is just straight from their website. Weekend in the 20th of March 2020.
So that's just gone in.
2 weeks ago, yeah, roughly. We like the old 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
So how many people would you say died?
I haven't got a clue, in all honesty. I wouldn't know. I'd only be guessing.
Well, okay, 20th of March 2020, 10,645.
All right.
So that's a lot of people. I didn't realise that many people died each week.
But we've got coronavirus, that's why, isn't it? COVID-19's killing them all, isn't it?
Well, that's why I went down the chart on the government website, and it actually gives you a figure for COVID-19 deaths. On the government website, COVID-19 deaths, weekend in the 20th of March 2020, 103.
What, 103 deaths out of 10,000?
Exactly. 10,645, 103 COVID-19 related deaths, I should say.
A bit more people died gonorrhea, don't they?
Exactly. And if we look at the week before, weekend in the 13th of March 2020, they said COVID-19 deaths 5. And obviously before that, it's all zeros, because that's obviously when the COVID-19 started coming in. Obviously, we can give you a more up-to-date figure when they update their government website, but this is as of the 20th of March.
Well, then obviously we're doing a proper good job, aren't we, at containing it?
Well, yeah, because 103 deaths is
no more than the year before, or the year before that, or the year before that. There's no more people dying, is what I'm saying.
No, we looked at the average, because again on the website they got the average for over the years, and it's about the same. 10,000 people a week die at this time of year, week 12 they call it, and I think it was like 1%.
I get a little bit annoyed because I keep hearing about people dying, and but they're not actually saying that they died of COVID-19. They keep saying they died of underlying health problems, and they were showing signs of COVID-19, so it's not clinically proven that they died of COVID-19.
If you look at the government statistics here, they're very accurate. But then, if you look at the media and what we're told, it's it's either blown out of all proportion, or, like Jay says, we're not getting told the truth of what actually happened. They're not being precise on what was the cause of death. they just sort of skate round it.
You just hit on a point there. You mentioned that word media, right? When Boris announced this, and I watched it on the news, I think you were sat next to me at the time,
Yeah.
he announced this COVID-19 scare, and he just spoke very calmly about it. No big deal. He said, well, we're going to have to be careful, this, that, and everything else. And I'm watching, quite concerned like you would be. Then it went back to the anchorman in the newsroom. Oh my God, you'd think World War III had started. Well, we just heard it there from the Prime Minister himself. We're going to be in lockdown with COVID-19. And if you just tuned in at that point, my God, the media, they really ramp it up.
Going out, like myself visiting my mother, elderly mother, I've seen all kinds of vans, like electricians, plumbers, heating engineers.
They're still working.
BT vans, delivery vans. I've seen loads of cars out there. And you think, if this is a lockdown, what kind of lockdown is this? Well, my question would be, if this is such a highly deadly, contagious disease, then we should be all at home and no one should be allowed out.
Yeah,
Because otherwise it's going to spread. Because you can, like we noticed the other day, there's taxis picking people up.
Yeah, 3 or 4 people getting in one cab.
That you can still get on the bus. That must be a high.
Yeah, why are the buses and trains still running? Have you seen the tubes? Have you seen the tubes?
Tubes are packed, aren't they?
My goodness. Well, that wouldn't be allowed, would it? You wouldn't allow that. I mean, never mind 3,000 people. I'd rather 3,000 people on a beach where the air is quite breathable than 3,000 people on a tube train.
Yeah, this is where the government they need to put some precise guidelines out. Either you can or you can't do these things.
There's a little bit of information there for you, tubes. You might find it useful. You may not. But from this episode of Take the Fear Out of Gear, from me, Jason Bangers, it's goodbye.
And from me, Mr. Chumley Warner, it's goodbye.
Other side, guys.
Ain't the whole world